Hi everyone, my name is Nathan and this is my channel for the love of knobs. We have a little bit of extra Dork in the Road footage from when we rode together, and because we haven't been able to get on the bikes, we've had some snow and ice and crazy weather recently. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that footage, so I really hope you guys enjoy that, and here it is. Dude, that shit is loose.
Yeah, it's funky down there.
You weren't kidding.
Hit me by surprise every time.
Oh, that time I dug down on that one.
I think it's too much trash.
Nothing like a little bit of goofing around, hooning around to warm me up in the cold. Wow, look at those clouds. Gotta watch where I'm going here. Got another dead end here.
Yeah, there's a lot. Must be fixing to log this hill.
Yeah.
There's a campsite that I found last summer that I wouldn't mind going and checking out to see what it looks like this time of year.
Okay.
You mind going on a little scout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Someplace relatively close to home to get out for a quick gear test or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I found a good spot. And it's really secluded, so it'll be interesting.
Ooh, that looks freaking muddy. Oh boy. Damn. Glad we're not going up there. I think he was thinking about it. We got a side-by-side over there. Somebody out getting out and exploring the day. Exploring the day. Exploring today? I don't know. I'm bad at this. Give me a break. People doing exactly what we're doing, getting out and enjoying the day and having a little bit of fun on their side-by-side. You know, I think power sports are really kind of almost seen negatively these days. You know, there's a lot of environmental conservatism, which whether or not you stand on that fence doesn't matter. Personally, I think that the small environmental impact that my motorcycle has stimulates the economy. Buying gas and food and supplies and buying a motorcycle and a gear and accessories from all the awesome companies. The positive mental health aspect is really big. You know, you can't ignore how much happier I've been since I discovered dirt bikes and adventure bikes especially. This is my jam, which kind of leads me to talk about something I've been thinking about a lot recently, which is that adventure bikes versus dual sports versus dirt bikes. What's fun and what's in my future. Chris and I both have adventure bikes and dirt bikes. And historically, we both started out riding dirt bikes together. It wasn't until I think about 2014 that we both got adventure bikes and started doing that too, the camping and the riding off-road and that kind of thing off of adventure bike, WABDR type stuff. I remember her first ride. She was still learning to ride a motorcycle off-road, but she said that she wanted to try the hardest stuff there is. So we went out to the Washington Backcountry Discovery Route, which is amazing, by the way. If you've never done a BDR, I encourage you to check out the BDR. It's an awesome nonprofit organization who basically creates and inspires people to ride adventure bikes and dual sports off-road. And one of the cool things that we discovered is that there's a BDR right in our backyard. So at the time we were living in Seattle, and we downloaded the Washington BDR tracks on our phones, mounted our phones to the handlebars like you see here, and just went out and had a good time. Now, Chris was maybe a little bit overzealous, and she said, hey, let's just try the hardest stuff there is. And so we went out and did section 2, expert only, which it turns out is accurately labeled. Expert only definitely means expert. And she about crashed her way through, I don't know, maybe a quarter of that section, bouncing off the side of the trail. We did Baby Head Hill, just a bunch of the technical stuff that's in that section. And I think she had her ego checked a little bit. You know, it was just one of those, okay, well, maybe I'm not quite ready for the hardest stuff there is on a dual sport. Anybody who's ridden the WABDR knows that section 2 is the hardest part of that BDR. And I really enjoyed it. I had a good time figuring out, you know, what's different about adventure bikes versus dual sports or dirt bikes. And I think really it's riding your bike to the BDR, seeing the sights, and then going home on that same bike rather than trucking it. There's something, it's been a little while since I've done it, but I'm going to try to capture it in words. And there's just something about the vulnerability, the exposure to nature and the circumstances you're in. There's no other, you know, there's no truck to come pick you up. I mean, there is at home, but you know, you're reliant on your own skill and ability to both, you know, get you home and fix any issues your bike has. And, you know, you can't like limp it home on a flat tire for a couple 100 miles. You got to fix your bike, and you've got to get through. There's no option of pushing your bike, you know, a couple miles back to the truck. So that's, I think, one of the big differences for me. That the riding usually is not as technical, which I thought was going to be an issue, but it turns out when you get a bike big enough like this, a 460-pound machine out there, it definitely makes it challenging even on easier stuff. A dirt bike, you can do a lot more on a dirt bike and make it through. These big bikes take a lot of skill to wrestle through technical stuff, and that's both fun and you know, I thought it was going to be a disadvantage, but for the longest time I thought adventure bikes were silly. You know, why would you want to take this big 400+ pound machine off-road when you can take a focused, lightweight dirt bike or dual sport, you know, and you have the machine for the job. Knife to a gunfight or something, you know? But it turns out it is quite a bit of fun to take these big bikes off-road. We are just exploring all these different campsites. Oh, that poor back tire is just sliding like crazy. We're gonna go around this guy. So that's one of the funnest parts, I think, about the BDR, is that you get to, you know, you get to push your technical ability. You get to go to pretty places. You get to go camping. It's like through hiking or backpacking on a motorcycle with adrenaline. Through hiking with adrenaline. I like that. Let's call it that. And ever since that WABDR trip, I think we've still had dirt bikes in the mix, but Chris has been pretty sold on adventure bikes too. And I think we've talked about it, and she's with me. Dirt bikes are fun, but adventure bikes are where the passion is and where the long-term fun is. And so that brings me back to exactly what I was kind of referring to earlier, which is that I'm sort of working on redefining what adventure bikes mean to me. They've kind of taken front and center for me, and I'm doing a lot of volunteering with the BDR, which has been super rewarding. And every time I get out on my dirt bike, I think, yeah, this is fun, but I would so much rather be on my adventure bike right now. And so I'm not giving up on dirt bikes, but I am really thinking about redefining what dirt bikes mean to me, because I think it might turn into something like getting a small dual sport and doing more dual sport riding, like a 500 EXE or something like that. I got to ride one of those last summer. It was really fun. My friend Will had one on the Oregon, I think that was the Route 6 trip we went on. He had a 500 EXE. I just had so much fun riding that bike. And, you know, they can do the dirt bike trails, and it's street legal. Got a plate, you can take it out and do BDR trips on it if you wanted to. We've also, you know, we've had an interest in having a buddy bike. Our dirt bikes are definitely not really beginner friendly. I find that if you have a friend that's interested in getting into riding, you got to find something like they can touch easily on, and 4-stroke helps a lot and that kind of thing. But if we have a friend that flies in from another state, which has happened before, people like to borrow a bike and not have to worry about the high expense of renting one. And so it would be nice to have a plated bike to loan friends. I'm not sure if a 500 EXE is a beginner-friendly bike so much as a buddy bike that somebody could fly in and go ride and do BDRs with us. Okay, there we go. That was a bigger one. I think we were up on top there. I think we were. This is cool.
I like spots off the beaten path.
Dang, dude. Have you ever been down here?
Yeah, I found it. This is the spot I found.
Okay.
And I wanted to see what like firewood looked like, and if the ground was just a marshy, muddy mess.
It's not bad.
No, this isn't too bad.
Alright you guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off here, but in the next video we're going to be playing around on some single track with a 790. I want to thank Dork On The Road for having me along on this ride and kind of showing me around his hood. If you haven't checked out Dork On The Road's channel yet, you want to make sure and head over to Dork On The Road. We're going to leave a link in the description, as well as a card on the screen for you to click on to check out Dork On The Road. He's doing some awesome content with dual sport and adventure motorcycling. Definitely go subscribe to his channel. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit a like on it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. And tell me if you've ridden a BDR in the comments. Let me know which one you've ridden and if you liked it, if you had fun. Thank you guys so much. See you on the next ride.